ATRS is the Algorithmic Transparency Recording Standard, which is a mechanism developed by the UK government to enable public sector organisations to publish information about the algorithmic tools that they are using, which affect members of the public. It's important because it enables those organisations to be transparent about how they're using algorithmic tools, but also crucially why they're using them, therefore enabling the public to read about those tools and understand more how they're embedded in decision-making processes that affect them. The ATRS was developed to focus specifically on algorithmic tools that either have a significant influence on decision-making processes that affect members of the public. So that might be algorithmic tools involved in processes like visa applications, or like processes that are determining entitlement to benefits or to other programs of government support. And it was also designed to look at algorithmic tools that the public directly interact with, which in practice generally means things like chatbots. It is important to underline that the ATRS also works for tools beyond that scope, so it can capture and publish information about algorithmic tools that perhaps sit slightly further away from members of the public, but the core scope is designed to focus on those two things. There is an ATRS hub on gov.uk, which contains a number of different resources that will help organisations to complete and publish ATRS records. So the hub comprises a downloadable template of the ATRS itself. That's either in a Google Sheets or an Excel format. So it's essentially a spreadsheet that tool owners fill in with different pieces of information about the tool. There's also a quite lengthy guidance document, which will guide tool owners through each field in that template. And there's a repository of already published records. At the time of speaking, there are more than 50 there. So tool owners can have a look at earlier examples and see how other organisations have tackled it. In Wales, the CDPS's AI and automation community of practice is a good place to share learning with peers and to discover how other organisations have completed ATRS records. The Digital Service Standard for Wales states that organisations should consider ethics, privacy and security throughout. And using the ATRS should really help organisations to work towards that principle, because it guides organisations through not just how they are using algorithmic tools, but also why they are using them. It helps organisations to communicate things like how security and privacy have been integrated into the tool throughout its embedding in a broader operational process. It's also part of a broader drive to building public trust through transparency. Transparency is a core ethical principle when it comes to approaches to building and deploying algorithmic tools, and the ATRS is a really comprehensive standard to help organisations think about transparency from when they first start developing or purchasing a tool right through to its deployment and even beyond into decommission. The ATRS team in the Government Digital Service is always really pleased to hear from organisations that are interested in completing an ATRS record. We're always really happy to chat to individuals who are building or deploying or buying tools. We can help with advice on whether a tool would fall within the mandatory scope of the ATRS, what kind of information would be most useful to capture, and we're always really pleased to hear from teams that are thinking about algorithmic transparency more broadly. So we would always encourage people to get in touch with us.